Hi everyone, this is Demisha, your CELPIP trainer, and today we are going to discuss about speaking part 2. So let's have a look at what speaking task 2 is going to be all about. Well, the speaking task 2 is going to have a question that is actually going to be about to talk about a personal experience. And for this task, you're going to get 30 seconds as a preparation time so that you can take some notes, you can create some response, and when the recording begins, you'll be given 60 seconds to record your response so that you can share your thoughts about what exactly your experience was. So for that, say for example, you'll be having a question, like this is the scenario, okay? Which says, it's a sample example though, which says, talk about your learned subject in primary school. Now, I'm sure we all must have gone through this process. We all must have had one particular subject that we loved. So you need to describe why did you like it and what was it for 60 detailed seconds. Okay, that is the maximum time you'll have. So there are some tips regarding what you should do, how you should frame, what should you take care of, what can you include in your answer about this type of task. So let's have a look at that now. A detailed tip about this particular task is that we need to make sure we have the past tense verbs in our answer, because many a times we have noticed that even though people speak English, but they try not to include the past tense verbs in their responses, which is a very important thing. So this will affect your score in a very negative impact. So please take care of that. Say for example, you can include, based on this particular question, here is a list of some verbs that you can include in your answer. Say, for example, one of which is did, loved, read, studied, observed, young. So these are just a few. You can surely have many more. And let's have a look at some more tips about the same. Yes, as I said, you'll have 30 seconds. So in those 30 seconds, you are even required to have some keywords, okay? So it is very important that you start imagining about your loved subject, and once you know what subject it was, then you need to start imagining the reasons that why it was your loved subject, and accordingly you can even take notes. So you can make some bullet points, say like I have given a few, whereas you can have four, or that is just a basic idea about four, but you can definitely have many more. So like for example, I chose mathematics, okay? That was one of my favorite subject. Now, if you think about mathematics, the words are like numbers, calculations, sums, practice. These are the words that evolved in my mind, okay? Like even you might get some more words related to your particular subject which you prefer to choose, okay? So this is one thing. You need to have the words which are relevant to the topic, okay, which are relevant to what you are going to speak about, because that is very important to include in our answer to score maximum, okay? Let's have a look at the next slide. See, here are some basic terminologies that we have also included in my sample response, which I'm going to make you go through next. So here are the list of words that, say for example, if you have the similar subject that you end up choosing, say for example, you choose mathematics, then even you can include any of these terms, okay? Like features, algebra, geometry, trigonometry, calculus, statistics, probability, number. memorizing, understanding, addition, learn, beneficial, subtraction, decimals, equation, division, and multiplication. There are many more though. I have just listed a few. So let's have a look at one of the sample response that I've also created for this particular task. Well, this is it. So as you all can see, it's a detailed sample response, which even you will have once you practice. So let's have a look at what I have created. Well, I just scripted down what exactly I had in my thought. So here it is. My most loved subject is primary school was mathematics. There were many features of the subject I liked. The primary thing that I remember is the topic of algebra we learned in it. It was a combination of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division in it, in the same class. We discussed a lot with teacher about how a solution arrived of each question. That surprised all the students in the class almost every day initially. Even though it was a matter of practice, I think everyone was curious to know about it all in one day. I really like to solve the problems by memorizing equations and understanding them in depth. I remember one day we were given a tough question to solve of geometry, and to my surprise, only I could solve that from the rest of the class. It also made me one of the favorites in the school. I was never afraid to ask any doubt to the teacher ever. His classes were very interacting, and I never got impatient. Whenever I recall the mathematics subject, it reminds me that a teacher can absolutely bring out the best of a student. So you need to take care that your response doesn't go above 60 seconds, because that is all what you will have. Because once the time will be up, you'll be notified that your time is up. And even when the microphone will be activated, you will be notified that start speaking now. That's when you start speaking, and that's the only time you get to record. And you'll have to make sure that you cover up, all the features, all the terminologies precisely, because this task is going to be very interesting, guys. So please keep on practicing, and we have many more such tips and the videos coming up for the other tasks of speaking as well. So please do stay tuned and let us know if in case you have any queries on www.aspiresquare.com, or else you can surely contact us upon 8866880707. Myself, Jamin Shah, signing off for now. Stay tuned.